Good afternoon, vinyl community. It's Glen Kellaway coming to you from the basement with Jack from Jack's Stereo Experience. Hey, Jack.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going pretty darn good. How about you?
I'm doing good. I'm excited
Yeah,
for what we're about to do.
yeah, I know. It's great. We've had two fun videos, we think. We really enjoyed doing them, and a few people have watched, so we're kind of happy with them. The first one was the Rolling Stones from 68 to 73. And last week we ranked the Beatles past masters. Uh, we both made a couple of bonehead moves on the Beatles one, but hopefully that all got straightened away. And we came up with an interesting concept for today. We're calling it the Family Tracks Classic Rock Wars. So between us, we've come up with a list of 18 classic rock albums. We're going to match them against each other in a competition. So to start off, Jack's going to show at random one of those 18 albums. I'm going to pick an album that I want to kind of compete with it, and then we're going to discuss which one's better. If we can't agree, then each album will consider it a tie, and each album's going to get 1 point. If we are unanimous that one album's better, that record wins, and it's going to get 2 points. And we're going to do this until we pretty much battled all the albums against each other, and then add up and see which album has the most points, and that'll be the winner of the Classic Rock Wars.
Yep.
Hope that makes sense. If it didn't, you'll catch on as you're watching.
Yep. And
So
just when you say we came up with this, I'll give you the credit on that one.
Yeah.
This was all you.
Well, hey, can I say, I'm a genius. I can't help it. I was just born with it. So without further ado, we're going to get started here. Jack's going to pick the first record that he wants to show, and then I'm going to go through these 18 and find one I want to show, and we'll talk about them and see if we like one better than
the other. All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to start us off with an album that was one of the first in my collection, and an album I've loved ever since the first time I heard it, and I can always listen to it, never get bored of it in any way. I think it's basically perfect from start to finish. So Demons and Wizards.
Ooh, I love Uriah Heep. Oh, that's a great record. What's going to go up against that? Uriah Heep. Interesting. How about Rush, Moving Pictures?
Oh, that's a great album.
My favorite Rush album. And my second favorite Uriah Heep album. Damn. Okay, so you tell me about Demons and Wizards. What do you like about it? And
I mean, where do you even start with this album? I mean, David Byron's vocals are fantastic, and
yeah,
I just, I think for its time, it's I know people always say, blank is ahead of its time, but it kind of is, I think. And they were great masters of fusing kind of progressive elements with heavier stuff. It's just, I think it's just perfect. And that last track, or I think on the original vinyl release, it was 2 different tracks.
Paradise and The Spell. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, definitely my favorite on the album.
Yeah, this album has a great start. I mean, he was the Wizard, Thousand Kings. I mean, that's just a great opening track, and the closing track too. Both are fantastic. So I agree. That's
great.
Yeah,
great
this
album.
doesn't have a bad song on it.
No, it doesn't.
Traveler in Time, Easy Living, Poet's Justice is great. Circle of Hands is another classic.
Yeah. No, all
Yeah,
I think my least favorite song on here is All My Life, and I think that's kind of saying a lot.
I would agree with you. Huh.
Yeah.
Wow, this is the love fest so far.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's okay. It's man, Rush is going to have a hard time.
Yeah. I think they
Okay,
are.
let's talk about moving pictures. This has, like, I mean, I've known about Rush since I was, when I was turned 18 and getting into the bars. The Rush was a bar band, right? So I saw them in bars and stuff, and never really got into them. I thought they were just kind of a Toronto bar band, even no matter how they were getting world famous. And I'm just going, it's a bar band from Toronto. What's the big deal? Never really paid much attention until I started playing bass like 4 or 5 years ago, and then I started looking at great bass players, and Geddy Lee is a freaking great bass player.
Oh yeah.
The song, I mean, I knew their hits like Tom Sawyer and all that. I mean, you heard them on the radio, Close to the Heart, and all that stuff. It's not that I
Yeah.
wasn't aware of it, but I listened to the instrumental YYZ,
Oh yeah.
and that just frigging blew my mind. And then I went out and bought this album just for that song, and then became a big Rush fan really late in life. I think I'm by myself here. Jack disappeared.
No, no, I'm here. I'm here.
I don't believe it. Nobody sees you. Hey, fans, I'll just do a little dance while we're waiting. So anyway,
You got to carry on.
that's my opinion of Rush. Tom Sawyer, Red Barchetta is a great song. YYZ, like I said, I love Limelight, The Camera Eye, Witch Hunt. I mean, this is a friggin' great record too.
Yeah,
So,
it is. I admit I forgot to grab it.
oh, there we go. Tell me your opinion on this.
Oh, this is a great album. I mean, it's got Tom Sawyer, of course. So right there, you're in for a treat. Um, you know, a Limelight, of course, is another of their, I think, more popular songs for sure.
Yeah.
And my personal favorite song is Vital Signs. Freaking, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's like it's the same as Demons and Wizards. It has such a great ending.
Yeah.
And I mean, Tom Sawyer's a great opening too. It's just a great progressive album. And I'm personally not turned off by Geddy Lee's voice like I know a lot of people are. So
Yeah, that's one thing. It took me a long time to appreciate his voice, but
yeah,
he's such a just an amazing musician. How he
yeah,
can sing those vocals when you watch him perform, to seeing those vocals and playing those bass lines that he plays that are so complicated, and then working foot pedals and then playing keyboards, and then like the man has like six brains. He's a really super talented guy.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, all three of them I think are just geniuses. That's what
yeah,
makes Rush so great.
yeah. Wow. Okay, so the moment of truth, which one do you think is better?
So this isn't easy. You picked a hard one to go up against the one I picked, but you know what? I think I'm gonna have to go with Demons and Wizards.
Me too. Wow. So Demons and Wizards is getting 2 points. And Rush, where are you? Moving pictures. It's nothing in the first round. Okay, so it's my turn to pick a record. Let me pick this classic record. I've loved this record since the moment it came out. Jeff Beck, Truth.
Yeah. All right. What can I pair against that? You know what? Let's go with Children of the Future.
Whoa. Okay. Okay. All right. So Jeff Beck, Truth, 1968. This is the grandfather of Led Zeppelin, as far as I'm concerned. Jimmy Page and Jeff Beck were pretty much going in the same direction. And Jeff happened to put this album out before he got the Zeppelin thing ready to go. And they even used a few of the songs. I mean, Beck's Bolero. The Bolero was in How Many More Times on Zeppelin 1. You Shook Me. They do a version of that. it's very similar in terms of heavy blues rock. And Rod Stewart was at that point the greatest rock singer alive. Unfortunately, he went astray at some point, but in those days you couldn't touch him. I saw this band at a place called the Electric Circus in Toronto in 1968 in front of about 100 people. Rod Stewart, Jeff Beck, Ron Wood. Incredible.
Oh yeah.
This is just one of my favorite rock albums of all time. Oh, so what about Children of the Future?
I love this album. You know, I'm thinking I may have picked the wrong album to go up against Truth, because you're talking about it. I'm like, oh God, yeah, he's so right. It's so good. But I mean, I love Children of the Future. It's maybe not quite start to finish, everything's a 100% perfect album as some of the other ones for me. But yeah, I mean, you have the title track is freaking amazing. And you know, I love Baby's Calling Me Home, and Junior Saw It Happen. I love that song too. Great stuff on here.
Yeah, you named two of the songs that I love too. Baby's Calling Home's great.
Yeah.
You Saw It Happen. Key to the Highway.
Yeah.
Classic blues
Closer.
Yeah, I really, this is a psychedelic album. People don't think of Steve Miller band as psychedelic rock, but this came out in 1968. They were from the San Francisco area, and this album is a total psych album as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And yeah, all these, just like the birds and the ocean you hear in between the songs and stuff. It's just real trippy. Plus the music's great. It is a really good album. I am not a big Steve Miller fan. Like, I don't like the Steve Miller hits.
Joker or whatever.
Cowboy, the Joker or whatever. I'm a cowboy. I'm a Joker or whatever. I don't really like those songs. And Living in the USA, and he had a ton of hits, but I was never a big fan of those. But and I wasn't even aware of this album when it came out. It wasn't on my radar at all. But Boz Scaggs was playing in the band then. He was just a great guitar player, and yeah, it's a super album. I was actually listening to it today. I haven't played it for a long time. I really enjoyed listening to it. Wow. Okay. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I love psychedelia, is probably my favorite subgenre, but you know, I got to go with Truth.
Me too. There we go. 2 points for Truth. It's your turn to pick an album.
All right. Let us go. Let's keep in the vein of psychedelic music and go with a genius album by one of the greatest, most popular bands of all time, but not their popular period. Pink Floyd, Saucer Full of Secrets.
Man, this will be a good matchup when it comes to this and Children of the Future, because they're both super good psych albums. Wow. What are you thinking about Saucerful?
You know, it's fantastic. It's hard sometimes for me to play it over Piper because I just love that album so much. But when I listen to Piper and then this after, I've had a good day. This is a fantastic album.
You know, I love a lot of songs off this album. Like, Set the Controls to the Heart of the Sun is one of my top 5 Floyd songs of all time.
Great song.
I love that song. And Saucer Full of Secrets, Jug Band Blues, Seesaw. This is a great album. I mean, this is a Syd Barrett kind of the last hurrah for him in terms of being in Pink Floyd, right?
Yeah.
When David Gilmour came in. Yeah, this is. I'm the biggest fan of Pink Floyd from 1967 to 71, like up to Metal. That's my favorite era of Pink Floyd, where I think most people's favorite era is Dark Side. Wish You Were Here, Animals. It's great. I love it too, but I really am just into the psychedelic Floyd. Yeah,
Yeah.
great choice. Oh my God. Okay. So what the heck is going to go up against that? This is going to be a really hard one.
Oh,
Disraeli Gears. First of all, my favorite album cover of all time.
yeah.
Absolutely love that cover.
I'll agree that it wins the album cover war.
Yes. Oh my God. Strange Brew, Sunshine of Your Love, one of the classic songs of all time. World of Pain, Dance the Night Away, Blue Condition, Tales of Brave Ulysses. Oh. Swablar, We're Going Wrong. Outside Woman Blues is great. Take It Back is great. And then Mother's Lament, baby gets washed down the drain. But that's probably the only weak link on the whole album.
Yeah, I agree.
Wow. Both, I don't know if you would consider this a psychedelic blues album or maybe something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's got its psych moments.
Yeah.
And this is really hard. Really hard. You're a fan of this?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
What's your favorite track on it?
My favorite is World of Pain.
World of Pain's great.
And my second favorite's the one that comes right after that, Dance the Night Away. I just love that guitar lick.
Oh, that's very cool. Yeah, mine would be Tales of Brave Ulysses. And definitely would be my favorite. And I like Swabler too. Swab, Swab. I don't know. Wow. Okay, time to pick.
Oh, man. This is really, I think this is the first one where I'm like, oh, God. But I think I'm going to have to go with this.
I'm going this one.
Oh, really?
We got a tie.
All right.
Yeah, I just love that Floyd album.
Oh, it's great.
I love both, but okay, man. Saucer Full of Secrets gets 1 point. The Disraeli Gears gets 1 point. Okay, you picked first that time, or I did?
I picked Floyd, so yeah.
You picked Floyd. Okay, next. Go. Okay, I'm going with yes. Tales of Topographic Oceans.
A great double album.
It is a great double album.
And what can I rival that with? Oh. Let's go with this great album, Paranoid.
Oh, wow. Prog versus heavy metal.
Yep.
Paranoid. Okay, Tales from Topographic Oceans. This came out after Fragile, right?
After Fragile and Close to the Edge.
Yeah, so they were, yeah. A lot of people, when this came out, I think it's kind of pompous and overdone and, too much.
Long-winded.
Long-winded. And I think it's a grower. I don't think you can listen to this
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
one time and go, yeah, it's like Close to the Edge. You can kind of go, okay, you get it pretty quick. And Fragile and the Yes album, they're pretty accessible for prog albums. But this one really takes a few listens, and then you just kind of get hooked on it slowly and slowly. It's a really fine album, really good. But I'm trying to think of the song listing here. Oh yeah, the Revealing Science of God, Remembering the Ancient, Ritual, Dance of the Dawn. Wow. Yeah, incredible album. There's a big advertisement for it when it came out. Okay. What about Paranoid?
Paranoid. I mean, everyone knows the song Paranoid. Everyone knows the song Iron Man. You know, I think my favorite is actually probably War Pigs, the opener. Fantastic. You know, Hand of Doom, the whole thing. I think it's just a great heavy album. You know, Ozzy's vocals, of course, are fantastic as they always are. Yeah, I love that album so much. Great heavy album.
Yeah, it is good. I am a big fan of the drumming and the bass on this album too. The bass guitar work on this album is great. I would have sequenced it differently. I listened to it yesterday for the first time in a while. I mean, I've had this album since it came out, and I was listening, and I'm going. The second song is "Paranoid," the title song in the album. I would have made that the first song. I just like the way the guitar intro to it and everything. It almost sounds
Yeah,
like War Pigs is almost too epic
yeah,
to start the album. Like I would have had that as the last song on the album. I think I
that's
just
not
went
a bad
with
idea.
those two. But who am I? I think they did okay sequencing it themselves. It turned into a pretty big hit album, and
Yeah,
it's just a classic. Who likes heavy rock or slash heavy metal does not own this album? I mean, it's essential.
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and you're right. War Pigs is the classic song. Um, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I absolutely love Paranoid and I love Tales, but when I think about the one I'm more inclined to play, I'm a bigger Yes fan, I have to say. So I'm going with Tales.
I am too, and for exactly the same reason. I'm more inclined to play Yes than Black Sabbath, and yeah, this is a great album.
Yeah.
Probably my third best Yes album, but
I mean, you give it a chance, it'll grow on you,
yeah, yeah.
and it absolutely does. So
Wow. Okay, Tails gets 2 points, and all our heavy metal friends are jumping through the screen right now, yelling at us. Okay, my turn to go first. Let's go with this. Hotel California.
California, great album. And I'm gonna rival it with this.
Whoa. I think you might have rivaled it. Okay. So Hotel California. I was a huge Eagles fan, but my favorite Eagles albums are the ones before Joe Walsh. I'm a huge Joe Walsh fan too, but Joe Walsh solo and the Eagles before Joe Walsh.
Yeah,
That's the way it should always have been. I hate that Joe joined the Eagles. I know he made a lot of money, did okay for himself. It was a good career move for Joe, but he never had the same solo career after, and their music changed a lot. But they made a lot more money too with Joe. So I mean, it was a great decision for them. Personally, for me, musically speaking, I like the more country rock Eagles with Bernie Leadon and Randy Meisner was still there, and then it all kind of started. Right, Randy Meisner's still on Hotel California, but yeah. So I mean, Hotel California is just like one of the great classic rock songs of all time.
yeah,
There's, I mean, what isn't on this album? Like New Kid in Town was another big hit. Life in the Fast Lane is Joe Walsh came up with that guitar lick. Wasted Time's a beautiful song. Victim of Love. Pretty Maids All in a Row, another Joe Walsh. Try and Love Again, Randy Meisner's a beautiful vocal on that. And The Last Resort, it's a killer song, which I think was written in response to Jackson Brown's For Every Man. I think that was kind of
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure that was kind of the inspiration for that song.
That's cool. Wow.
So, I mean, this was a huge freaking hit, this album. Probably one of the greatest selling albums of all time, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, so, and you're putting that up against, okay, go ahead.
Zeppelin 2. I mean, Whole Lot of Love. Everyone knows Whole Lot of Love, of course. I mean,
You ever listen to
my
Whole Lot
favorite.
of Love with headphones on?
Hmm?
You ever listen to Whole Lot of Love with headphones on?
No.
Oh, you're missing something. You got to do
Oh, okay.
that. You have to. It'll freak you out.
Yeah, my favorite is actually What Is and What Should Never Be.
Oh, great song.
Fantastic. There's nothing bad on here. They really followed up that first album fantastically.
Yeah.
I guess if I had a least favorite, it would be Bring It On Home, but
yeah, great song. You know at the end of What Is and What Should Never Be, when the guitar goes dan 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 dan, it goes back, jumps back and forth from speaker to speaker.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to figure out a pattern of what speaker it's going to come out of next? I've been listening to this album since 1969, and I still can't guess where the next danet's coming from. I'll go left speaker, no, right. Oh, it comes out of the right. There doesn't seem to be a pattern to it.
I see about that. I've never noticed that.
I've driven myself nuts trying to figure that out. It doesn't go bounce back and forth evenly, or there's not 2 to 1, or like I can't figure out.
You're freaking me out.
So you got to go and try and figure that out, and you got to listen to Whole Lot of Love with headphones on, and let me know. Yeah, this is an incredible album. That's when I saw Zeppelin, when this album came out in 1969. Yeah, Whole Lot of Love is incredible. What Is and What Should Never Be is a big favorite. The Lemon Song.
Great rocker.
John Paul Jones's bass in that song is freaking incredible, and it was all improvised. Yeah, Thank You, beautiful song Robert Plant wrote to his wife. Oh man, yeah, this is an amazing, amazing record. Ramble On's a killer song, one of the great Zeppelin songs. Moby Dick, chance for John Bonham to shine and Bring It On Home is a great song. Wow. Okay. Hotel California or Zeppelin 2?
Yeah. If I'm being totally honest, I think the one album in this entire group that would be my least favorite is actually Hotel California. So I'm going Zeppelin 2.
Me too. Zeppelin 2 takes it. Excuse me, I gotta keep score here. Okay, so you went first. I went first that time.
Yeah. Let me.
Now you can use an album you've already used, right? If you wanna. You don't have to. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let me. Let me go with this one actually.
Okay. I was just listening to that before we did our video. It's another album I haven't played for a long time.
Yeah.
Who Sell Out? Who Sell Out? Who Sell Out? Okay, I gotta go. Who Sell Out against what? Who Sell Out? You got me stumped here, buddy. Okay, I'm going back to this. Let's just throw a U-turn at us here. Demons and Wizards versus Who Sell Out. So tell me
Uh,
about Who Sell Out.
Who Sell Out? One of the first concept albums of all time with radio jingles. 67, of course, great time. I guess you could call it kind of like a psychedelic album. It is a bit, I'd
Yeah.
say. Not as heavy into it as some others, but it's grazing the surface at least. I think everything on here is great. Even the really short songs like Heinz Baked Beans and the heck's the what the heck's the one here? Give me my disc here. The Medak, that's the one.
Oh yeah.
The other short one. But I love everything on here. I mean, Armenia City in the Sky is a great rocking way to open an album. And I love Marianne with the Shaky Hands.
Yeah, I like that song too.
Odorono is actually my favorite on here. I love Odorono. The whole thing. I love it.
I get bored with the commercials. I find myself wishing I just want to hear the songs.
Yeah.
I Can See for Miles is like my favorite Who song.
Yeah. Great song.
Oh, incredible song. And I love the songs on here. Pete Townsend does some great acoustic guitar work on this album too. Some great stuff on here. And the commercials are cute for a while, but to me, that's why I don't listen to the album very much, because I just go, I can't listen to that very often. There's a big box set that just came out, like a 50th anniversary of this album or something, and I'm very curious as to what's on it. There's like 3 or 4 discs of music. It'd be interesting to hear how much more music's on there than commercials.
Yeah.
I hope it's not 4 CDs of commercials.
They were a few years late in releasing that. They were doing the 50th anniversary.
I think it might not have been the 50th anniversary. It might be, because it came out in what, 67?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Against a favorite from another round.
Oh,
to discuss this anymore.
Yeah. This is not an easy one. Oh man. You're making me question my values here.
I mean, the Who's so good.
They are. Man, I don't want to like put either one of these down, but I think I got to go with this.
Wow. I'm sticking with Demons and Wizards.
Yeah. Hey, fair enough.
Tie. Wow, good pick. That's cool. Wow, very cool. Okay. My pick?
Yep.
Let's go Jackson Browne, For Every Man.
Cool. Let me rival that with the same vein of music, bringing it all back home.
Whoa. Now you got okay, so Bob Dylan is my favorite singer-songwriter of all time. Jackson Browne is my 3rd favorite songwriter of all time. These are both really, really amazing albums. So I'll start because I picked. This is when I discovered Jackson Browne, actually, when this album came out. I heard Dr. My Eyes, which was on the radio, that came from his first album, which they call Saturate Before Using. And the song didn't do anything for me, really. It wasn't, I didn't dislike it, but it wasn't like, wow, who's that guy, because of that song. But I remember my cousin bringing this album over to me at my house and saying, you got to hear this. And just freaking fell in love with it. Like Jackson's version of Take It Easy and David Lindley's guitar playing in this album all through is just so gorgeous. Like it just had a flowing acoustic guitar for the most part that just is played so beautifully all through the album. I mean, it's just amazing. And some of the guest artists doing the harmonies, and Graham Nash and David Crosby, and I think Joni Mitchell's on here, Bonnie Raitt. I mean, incredible album. My favorite Jackson Browne album. And this is going to be one that I'm not going to be able to make a choice.
Yeah,
So you go ahead with bringing it all back home.
bringing it all back home. Well,
Oh,
I
my
think,
Lord.
yeah, just that second side alone, those 4 songs, Mr. Tambourine Man, Gates of Eden, It's All Right, Ma, and It's All Over Now, Baby Blue. Perfect side of music right there.
Yeah.
And then, the stuff on side one, like, I absolutely love Bob Dylan's 115th Dream, just the way it keeps going with these crazy situations. And I mean, the opener, She Belongs to Me is great, Maggie's Farm, the whole thing. I just love it.
Wow.
You know, this
It
this was my
is.
kind of my introduction to Bob, and I haven't looked back. I'm so happy I bought this. Freaking fantastic.
Wow. Man. Oh, this is such an important album, but this is such a favorite album. Uh, oh, my Lord. This is like, I should just close my eyes and pick one because they're both really, like, really important albums to me. Both of them. Oh, man. I don't know if anybody, as much as I love this Jackson Brown, I might have anybody compete with this Bob Dylan album in this vein. I'm going with Bob, but Jackson's going to live to see another day in this fight here.
Yeah, I agree. But this, like you said, you can't take anything away from this album.
No. No. Holy crap. Okay, you pick first.
Okay. How about this great album?
McCartney. Oh, I love that album. Oh my God. Okay, so this will be interesting because we know what kind of a fan Paul is of this album. Pet Sounds versus McCartney. Oh. Okay, go ahead with your McCartney pick.
Right, McCartney. It's amazing to me that he was able to accomplish this album just with kind of screwing around with different things, at his house and then just rocking and see what happens
Yeah,
with it. And he just came up with one of the most brilliant albums of all time.
yeah,
The whole thing is just flows from one like little rocking thing to the next. It's so awesome. I mean, the great thing about this is maybe I'm amazed is probably the standout, but everything else just fits together and it's so
yeah.
equal. There's nothing bad on here.
No, Every Night's another great song. The Lovely Linda, even though it's a short thing, that would be something's great. I just love that the whole feel of that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, Every Night's great. Uh, Junk, Man We Was Lonely. Ooh You's a great rocker. Teddy Boy's good. Sing Along Junk. Yeah, Maybe I'm Amazed. I mean, one of his classic songs of all time, right? Wow. This album was panned when it came out. People didn't, it was, just the Beatles just breaking up and this album's coming out.
Yeah.
It didn't get the respect it deserved off at the start.
I didn't
And
like that or Ram.
yeah, and the funny thing is, I don't think this album got such great praise when it came out either. Pet
No,
Sounds,
it wasn't selling.
just the hits, right? I mean, Wouldn't It Be Nice was a hit. Uh, what else? Sloop John B was a huge hit, and
God
uh,
only knows.
God Only Knows. Yeah, I don't know if God Only Knows was a single, but it's a great song. If I can't remember, it probably was. But yeah, I mean, those three songs are freaking classic, and this album is, man, it's grown in stature over the years. Where if there's a list of the greatest albums of all time, this is battling in the top two or three every time you see a list. Man, it's like unbelievable. It
Yep.
surprises me that the respect it's gotten over the years because personally, it's a fine album. Brian Wilson just is a genius. There's no doubt about it. But I don't like the fact that it's a Beach Boys album, but the Beach Boys really even aren't even on it. It was
Yeah,
their
their voices.
that played everything, except Brian Wilson played on it, and they might have done some vocals here and there. But so it kind of kills me that it's a Beach Boys album, but because it's almost like saying the first Monkees album is a Monkees album. I mean, they sang on it, and somebody else wrote the songs, but Brian wrote all this and told all the session musicians what to play and what he was hearing in his head. So I mean, it is a genius record and very influential. And McCartney is on record saying it's kind of was one of the records that led him to Sgt. Pepper. And yeah, I mean, interesting albums because they were both kind of disrespected when they came out, and now both are held in pretty high esteem. So, which one would you pick?
Oh, wow, this is really hard. Two similar albums in the fact, like you said, they were both were not as acclaimed when they came out, but pretty different musically. You got a really raw, stripped back album versus a really highly produced and everything album.
Good point. Good point.
But
yeah, two total different approaches to recording an album.
Yeah. But I think they're both perfect from start to finish. I'm gonna go with this.
And I'm gonna go with McCartney. We got a tie. Wow. Okay, who went first there?
I picked McCartney.
Did you pick McCartney? Let's go with this baby. The Doors debut album.
Oh man, let me rival that with this.
Whoa. Back to Disraeli Gears. Both 1967. Both like mind-blowing albums when they came out. The Doors was so different. This was just so good. This is so good too. Man. Okay, so I picked the Doors. All right. I'm trying to see the lineup of songs on this. Why can't I find it? Okay. Break On Through. Fantastic. Soul Kitchen, then The Crystal Ship, 20th Century Fox, Alabama Song, Light My Fire, the long version of Light My Fire. Wasn't that shitty version they put on the radio? It's like 3 minutes long, cut out all the songs. End of the Night, Take It As It Comes, In the End. So, like for me, Break On Through is fantastic. I think there's some filler on this album. Even though the songs are good, they're not. There's some great songs on here, and then there's some good songs on here. They're not all great. The End is fantastic, mind-blowing song. And Light My Fire, one of the classic songs of all time, and Break On Through. To me, there's only like 3 incredible songs on this album. The other ones are good or they're filler. So that's what I have to say about the Doors.
I'm gonna have to disagree. I think a lot more of the songs on here are fantastic. In fact, there's probably only one song on here that I think is not that good. Maybe I still like it. I Backdoor Man. It's a nice rock.
Really? Oh, I love Backdoor Man. It's a great blues song.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's probably my least favorite though.
Willie Dixon. I didn't even mention Backdoor Man. Another one of my favorites on here. Great. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's a great song. Yeah, no, I mean, and we already talked about Disraeli Gears, of course. Fantastic album. But
wow, it's a debut album. This is one of the great debut albums of all time.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I freaking love this album.
I'm going with this because this is the album I would play more.
Yeah, I'm going with this too.
Wow. Holy crap. I'm surprised at that we both picked that. Okay. There's only one album that we haven't played against anyone yet.
Okay.
Here it is.
Well, let's go with Rumors.
Oh, there's two albums we haven't played yet.
Oh,
Okay, so let's take the two albums that haven't played against each other.
yeah.
Or that haven't played at all yet in the game. This is going to be a hard one for me because this is an album that everyone should own. And here's what it's going up against: The Grateful Dead, American Beauty. Tell me about Rumors, Jack.
Oh, God. Rumors. I mean, everyone knows, Go Your Own Way, of course, and Don't Stop, Dreams, and The Chain. I love The Chain. The whole thing is just fantastic. It's like this awesome harmony, operatic, fantastic album. It's just, I mean, what a lineup with, Mick Fleetwood and John McVie and Lindsey Buckingham. I mean, great guitarist. I think kind of an underrated guitarist, actually.
Me too.
Yeah. Fantastic album. I mean, what can you say? Everyone knows the album. It's just, I love
It's a perfect album, and everyone should own it. Like I don't. How can you not like this album?
Yeah.
Like I'd be surprised. I don't know if I've ever heard anybody say I don't like Rumors.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's been said. That sentence has never been said.
Yeah, it's a freaking great album. But this is my favorite Grateful Dead album, and I don't think they've ever sounded better vocally. When you think about it, the way the voices blend on Rumors, when you listen to a lot of Live Dead, their voices sound like so out of key, and their harmonies are off. It's just a real raw performance, right? It's like a bunch of guys just sitting in their basement playing. But they were hanging out with Stephen Stills and David Crosby and those guys when this was being recorded, and those guys know about harmony and kind of showed the Grateful Dead how to do it, and their voices blend just beautifully on this album. My favorite song of all time is on this album, Ripple. Truckin's on this album. Oh my God, this is a really, really special album to me.
Yeah.
And Rumors is a perfect album that should be in the top 10 of all time.
Yeah.
So I have no idea how to make that choice.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Shannon is going to be so upset if we pick the Grateful Dead. Oh, I'm sorry, Shannon, already, just in case I pick the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
But I might surprise you. Okay. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, these were two of the most influential albums to my childhood. I remember hearing songs off these played in the car and just blowing my mind. I mean, the first time I heard, Friend of the Devil and Ripple, like, come on. It's like, I've never heard this before. And for years, I was chasing those songs, never knowing what they were called and wanting to hear them again. And then finally getting into the Grateful Dead and being like, oh my God, I remember this. Yeah, so it really turned something on, and then Sugar Magnolia, and like you said, Truck, and the whole thing is fantastic. And same with Rumors, but we're gonna have to make a tough decision here. For me, it's American Beauty.
Wow, I'm going Rumors just because it's one of the greatest recorded albums of all time. I just have to, and I forget. This is hard because this is iconic to me for all the reasons you just said. But I'm going to go Rumors. So we got a tie. Okay, we're ready to go with another round. Now we're just going to start picking albums we've already picked before. So let's just make sure we don't match them up against the same record.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to remember that, but you're up, my friend.
All right. Let's go back to some Zeppelin.
Zeppelin 2. Okay, so this is a matchup I wanted. So we got Zeppelin 2. This is the matchup that I wanted. And Truth. The grandfather of Zeppelin versus Zeppelin. Go ahead, Zeppelin 2. We've already talked about these albums. We probably don't have to say too much about them other than maybe picking them.
Yeah, we already talked about them. 2 fantastic albums. 2 albums, really no weak songs on either of them. Great rock and bluesy albums. Love them both. Like you said, they're headed in the same direction. Just great stuff. But we already discussed them, so I'll just get to my pick. I love them both, but I'm going with this.
And I'm going with this. Oh, man. Okay, Truth gets 1, and LZ2 gets 1. Okay, my turn. Oh, Lord. Okay. I'm going back to Jackson Browne, For Every Man.
Okay. Oh, the heck can I pair with this? How about we go back to the Steve Miller Band?
Okay. You got 1968 psych rock from San Francisco to 1972 California singer-songwriter sound that's coming out of Southern California. Northern California versus Southern California.
Yeah. 2 great albums. Great stuff.
We talked about this. This to me is a really important album. Took a long time for Steve Miller to grow on me. I do like it a lot. What's your pick?
Oh, this one actually is pretty easy. Going with this.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, For Every Man. Steve Miller hasn't got a point yet in two rounds.
Oh man, feels bad.
Yeah, that's not good. Okay, who else? Let's go back to Yes. Tales, Topographic Oceans.
Okay.
Last time, didn't we do Paranoid against this one?
Yeah, we did. I'm gonna put it against another pretty produced album, Pet Sounds.
Whoa. Okay. Well, again, we've discussed these. Yeah. I mean, 2 amazingly produced albums. Intricate. Inventive. Wow. What's your pick?
Great stuff. This is kind of hard. I absolutely love them both, but I just play this more nowadays, so I'm going with Tails.
Wow. You know what I have in my hand? Pet Sounds. That'll shock you. I do think it's the better album, but I do love this. So Yeah, I'm just going to give Brian a pat on the back. Wow, Pet Sounds gets a point. Tails gets a point. Wow. Okay. Now it's your turn to pick.
All right. Let's go. Let's go back to Floyd.
Whoa, good pick. Okay, let's go Floyd versus can't find it. Hold on a second. Here somewhere. That's weird. Okay. Why can't I find my record? I must have put it down somewhere. That's crazy. Where did I put it? I'm going with American Beauty.
Okay.
And I can't see it anywhere. You said you lost your American Beauty before the show started. I've lost
It's a curse.
while I'm watching. They're doing this. That's
It's a
great.
curse.
So, American Beauty versus Saucer Full of Secrets. That's crazy. Oh, there it is. It's underneath my Rumors album.
Oh.
That scared me. Wow. Okay, a psychedelic band from the psychedelic 60s, San Francisco sound, to the psychedelic scene in Britain, 1967 versus 72. 1970, I mean, right? This came out. Wow. Both amazing albums.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going with American Beauty.
I'm going with American Beauty too. Absolutely. Wow. Okay. I'm going back to the Doors.
All right. Let me. We matched that with Disraeli Gears, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me go back to Dylan.
Oh my God.
Go back home.
Boy, the Doors has had some tough competition.
Yeah.
Wow. Doors
Acid was a great album.
debut, Dylan's debut into folk rock, Doors debut into the world.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a tough one.
Yes.
I'm going with this.
Both interesting lyricists too. I'm going with Bob too on this one. Okay. Doors is shut out so far too.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going back to Who Sells Out.
All right.
I think I just went twice in a row.
Yeah.
And you can go twice in a row
now. Let me pair that with some prog.
Whoa.
Moving Pictures.
Mm.
Great
Well,
album.
this is a no-brainer for me, really. I'm going with Rush.
Yeah.
You?
I'm going The Who.
Wow. Okay. Like I said, I would go with if this was just music, I would go with the Who over this by a mile. But the people find the commercials cool, and I can just get bored with them.
Yeah, fair enough.
One each.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, so you get to go.
Let me go. Let's go back to Tales from Topographic Oceans again.
Oh, oh my God! What am I going to put up against that? Demons and Wizards. First of all, both fantastic covers.
Yeah, absolutely. Both done by Roger Dean, I think.
I never thought of Demons and Wizards, but it sure looks like Roger Dean, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Wow, very cool. Okay, so the covers, they're tied, I think.
You know what? I think for the cover, I'm gonna go with this.
You're going with what? That for that album?
For the cover.
Oh, for the cover? Yeah, I think I would too. Yeah. What about music-wise?
Oh, having a. I think I've just played this more. I think it's more perfect from start to finish. So I'm going with Demons and Wizards.
I am too. Wow.
That is a tough one, though.
It is. That was like a battle for first place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There's a couple that only got one showing so far, so I'm going to pick one of them. It's not fair. I got the list and you don't. So I'm going with. Oh, it's your turn to go first.
Well, I'll go with that one anyway.
My phone's ringing, and that's going to be my daughter phoning to say, wish Lynn a happy Mother's Day. Oh, they got it already. Okay, good. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yeah, hey, yeah.
Okay, so what were you picking?
So I'll go with this one since
You'll go with McCartney? Okay, then I'm going to go with Rumors.
Rumors. Right. Awesome.
Boy, that's tough.
Oh, yes, it is.
Wow.
Kind of the McCartney was plagued with all his, stuff from the Beatles breaking up, and they were plagued by all the inner band feuds.
Yes. Yeah, interesting.
So, two great albums.
Gets created from that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, a lot of the time it does. I'm going with McCartney.
I'm going with McCartney too. I'm going with McCartney on this one. Rumors. Wow. Okay. So Black Sabbath, Paranoid.
Paranoid. I'm gonna. Oh, man. Let's pair it with this.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
classic British rock versus classic British heavy rock.
Yeah. I think this one actually might be kind of easy for me. I just realized.
I think it will be for me too.
I'm going with this.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Boy, Paranoid's not getting a lot of love from us. And Disraeli Gears. Wow. Okay, you go first.
Okay. What has not been picked as much? Let's go back to truth.
Okay. Truth versus truth versus hmm. I hate to bring this up again, but I just think it'll be a really good comparison. Demons and Wizards. If Demons and Wizards wins this battle, they're in the lead pretty good. But Truth, they could tie them up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love this Truth album from the moment it came out. It really was a game changer for me.
Yeah. I remember the first time you played it for me, I kind of blew my mind a bit with how freaking good the guitar was. Just
Oh, yeah. This album is pretty damn good too.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I think I'm gonna have to go with this.
I'm going with Truth. Wow. That's crazy. Okay. So I'm going with Hotel California because it's only been picked once.
Okay. Let me put that up against Steve Miller.
Okay.
Two of the lower ones on the list, probably.
Yeah, Hotel California didn't get a lot of love the first time around, and Steve Miller has been completely shut out as well. Ooh. Wow, interesting. This is a good matchup. Good pick.
Yeah. I think that's going to change for Steve Miller because I'm going with this.
I'm going with Steve Miller as well. It's a more interesting album to me. Hotel California was great. It was really easy on the ear. It was ear candy kind of when it comes to music. And this is a much more, out there album. Makes you think a bit more when you're listening to it. Yeah, I'm going with Steve Miller as well. I love that matchup. That was great.
Okay. Let's
be getting near the end here. We got to start thinking about. I think we've been on for an hour now, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So I think we got to start. Pick a couple more. Let's do one more challenge, and then I'll total them up, and we'll see which ones are close to being the top, and then we will have. Okay. If it's a tie, we may have to do a.
Well, I'm gonna bring back Pet Sounds.
Okay. Pet Sounds. Pet Sounds versus Rumors. Two of what are considered the greatest albums of all time. Wow.
Wow, that is a tough one.
It is a tough one. Brian Wilson's Genius versus
a nice group effort.
The incredible group genius of Rumors.
And I think I'm gonna have to go with Pet Sounds.
I'm going Rumors. It's just more my favorite of the two.
Yeah.
I gave a bit of love to Brian last time, so
you've done your due.
Rumors won, Pet Sounds won.
Yeah.
So let's do kind of an analysis on where things are here. Demons and Wizards has 6 points, but they've been picked 4 times as in the competition. Tails is 3. McCartney has 3. Bring It All Back Home has 4. Disraeli Gears has 5.
Ooh.
Truth has 4. So they're basically the top ones are Demons and Wizards 6. Bringing It All Back Home 4. Disraeli Gears 5 and Truth 4. So there's 4 albums. We should pit them against each other.
Yeah. Okay.
So Demons and Wizards, Bringing It All Back Home, Disraeli Gears, and Truth. Do you want to just pick our favorite among those 4?
Yeah. Okay.
See which one wins, because it's only fair. Like if you took the last Demons and Wizards thing away, they would have 5 points, and Disraeli Gears would have 5 points. So I don't know if we just want to consider those 2. Maybe that's what we should do. Just eliminate the last Demons and Wizards. So we're going to go Demons and Wizards versus Disraeli Gears to see who wins the first Family Tracks Classic Rock Wars. Where did it go? I lost my Demons and Wizards. Gotta be here. Okay, fans, this is it. The championship.
I have absolutely no idea.
Wow.
Man, this could be like a flip a coin. They're both so good. I think I'm just gonna have to go with this.
Me too. Disraeli Gears wins the first Classic Rock Wars. Congratulations, Eric, Ginger, and Jack. Amazing. This was fun.
Yeah, it's good.
Pretty cool. Wow. We'll have to try and fine tune it so they all get the same amount of picks and everything. I don't know how we'll do that. Maybe you can keep track of the scores along with me too, so you'll know as well. Just with me having the visual and you not.
Yeah.
You know, Hotel California wasn't getting much love and that, but yeah, that was great. Thanks so much, Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. So thanks everyone who will be watching this, and
thanks for sticking to the end.
To Jack's stereo experience, please. Jack's got a great channel, and we'll see you all next time on Family Tracks.